Hello friends, I'm Kanchan from Edify, and today we have Sitesh Srivastava, who has a deep interest in corporate training. He had been working with IT professionals and sales professionals, and we had been discussing about a role model and its effect on the personality and in the profession. So welcome to the show, Sitesh. How are you doing today?
Hi Kanchan, a great day to you and a great subject to discuss. A subject that is so close to the heart, and it is really interesting that we are carrying on with this subject since last episode in Define Learning. And how have you been?
Yeah, I'm fine, and we are just coping up with the COVID environment. And of course,
Great.
the teaching is also already there. Children are getting their courses, and the school is going on online. So we are coping up
So
with the scene.
yeah, Kanchan. So yesterday we were discussing about the role model, and we discussed that the first role models that we all see is our parents,
Correct.
our family
Right.
members, with whom we spend most of our time, the waking time. Now, during this pandemic and COVID, we all are stuck at home, and we all are seeing our family members more than ever before. Now, it's natural to get influenced, but at the same time, we always feel that, oh, that was a good when the children used to go to school and the people used to go to offices, and we used to meet probably in the early morning and the late in the evenings time. So, from the role model perspective, I see, Kanchan, that there are celebrity role models that come so easily to all of us. And even in that celebrity role models, in India, the film, the movie industry
Right.
is the biggest supplier, I would say,
Right.
because we see the movies and we believe that the stars and starlets are those great characters that they appear to be on the screen. The second is the community role models like ourselves, our parents, our teachers, and people who are very, very close to us, whom we generally meet. It could be even an uncle or auntie in the housing society whom we love to meet every day and talk for 5 minutes and feel happy about it. The third is the athlete role models, Kanchan. And we always look forward. In India, it is a cricketing fever, so we look forward for. I'm sure Sachin Tendulkar has got such a large burden on his shoulders as a role model.
Right.
Now MS Dhoni, and there are other legends in other sports as well in India. There used to be PT Usha once upon a time. Milkha Singh used to be once upon a time, and we had a lot of good footballers also. Now, depending on the individual personality traits, Kanchan, we think to choose our role models. And as we discussed in the last episode, there could be more than one role model in that. So, I told you about Charlie Chaplin,
Right.
who role model has guided my life and outlook towards life, thinking. But there are other role models as well. And it is important for us to focus on the role model because the role model shapes the personality. The role model also shapes the career part of it. So if I may ask you, Kanchan, from your career perspective, who has been your role model?
Yeah, actually, role models keep shifting. And when I was in school, so I had a role model, some great captain of Starship of Star Trek
Yes.
series. Then we moved on, and then we had a person called Amitabh Bachchan who became a role model. Then there was somebody like great Wahida Rahman. So I always used to like dress up. But the thing is now then when we are selecting a role model, so can we as parents should help children to really guide them to select a role model. So what kind of role model we should look up? Now this is a new generation. This is a digitization generation. Children are more exposed to Google, more information. And in this scene, can we really help our children to really select a role model? As you said, that role model has an impact, maybe little, but has an impact on the development of the personality.
So, Kanchan, yes, and we must do that. And I have already started doing that in a indirect way, because uh, as our children, they know when to shut themselves out, because if we ask them a direct question, so there could be an indirect way of showcasing. So it is important to bring in this perspective of choosing a role model. It is important, and it is as important like we know we just choose our gods, we just choose our goddesses in our culture, and we do we because we believe in them. In the real life, we must choose so that we can emulate. If we don't choose, we don't emulate, then it is left on to each to develop his or her own perspective or character. And therefore it is at the same time important, the more we push our children or students to choose the role models, it is important to understand, can we become role models, Kanchan? Each one of us has a potential to become a role model
Right.
in our own way. It is not that me and you will become a celebrity only, then we can be role models. We are role models today. We can refine ourselves to become better role models for someone.
Right.
We really don't know.
Yes.
And therefore, there are some of those habits, like as a role model, if we want to become as role models, one person wants to become a role model, there are certain traits the person needs to follow, like he has to show confidence, he has to he does not have to be afraid to become unique, he has to be or she has to do things what she believes and should be able to justify and when questioned. Nowadays it is social media world, it is so easy to troll someone, and I am really aghast at seeing people trolling some of the celebrities, and who cannot become, I mean, the people who troll, who put those kind of comments, they cannot even achieve probably a centimeter of what they achieve, but it is very easy to troll someone, right? So we live in this world. Every person who thinks he is a role model or he can become a role model should be open to scrutiny. What do you say?
Yes, apart of this, when we are discussing about the identifying role model and then placing our ideas in front of our children, I think it's very important to make them understand that only success doesn't count into role model. Somebody who has not got success or he has done committed as any mistake, and from that mistake he learned and he has rise towards the success, that is also a kind of role model. And whatever, like
Correct.
your role model or my role model, it's not that they never tasted a defeat, or they've never gone through the phase of unsuccessful movements, but then rising from that is makes them role model. And I think that should be kind of should be put forward to in front of the children, so that they
That's
can
right.
understand that this is how role model is not that what we see on screen. Role model is a real kind people who do real things.
Exactly, Kanchan. And nowadays, with this new kind of a profession called image makeover, there are some people who build certain images or who help people build certain kind of images, because those kind of images are being followed as a role model. And this used to happen, this always happens in the film industry, movie industry, especially in our Indian aspect of it. You know, we once a person becomes a villain, he always gets into a villainous role. He might be a great guy, and therefore that the image sticks to him, and he gets a very less chance to basically try other things out. So when we choose the role models, we also need to know that these role models have been made. Some people become naturally like our APJ Kalam, former president. I mean, he was so flawlessly a role model for everybody. But in the athletes section, we see that some of the athletes who show very aggressive behavior on the field, their image is made like that. The endorsements that they do is made like that. The interviews that they do, it is made like that. So it is more and more can be made as a role model can be created, but it is important for us to know and tell our youngsters that these role models are also human beings who have their own weaknesses, and therefore be ready to shift, be ready to move. Don't criticize, move and find someone else as a role model. We all need them, always.
Yes, it was lovely talking to you. We'll be discussing how this impacts the personality and in professional culture. So till then, take care. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Kanchan.